Thank you. My full name is Callum Patrick John Fitzgerald Kennedy Joseph Gracie. It is what we're going to do. I'm named after my dad. I come from an Irish Catholic background, and he is Patrick John Fitzgerald Kennedy Joseph Gracie. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't like it all so much, and then I realised when I was getting told off, there were certain benefits to it. And my dad would go, Callum Patrick John Fitzgerald Kennedy Joseph Gracie! I forgot what I was telling you off for. Away with you, son. No, but I'm from an Irish Catholic background, and being from an Irish Catholic background, I got married very young. I was 18, and then I went on to have 3 children. 19, 21, and 24, I had my 3 children. So, life decisions, don't come to me for them. Just a woeful series of errors from start to finish. One thing I didn't expect, obviously being so young and having a child so young, was that the sex life dries up. I didn't expect that at all. You know, I was 19 and all my friends are living this insane life, and I felt like, you know, in The Empire Strikes Back, you won't, but you know in The Empire Strikes Back, and Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite, and he's just there. All my mates were like, Callum, we're going to Ibiza, lad, we're getting fucked up, pilled up, we're getting women, STDs, everything. Are you in, brother? I can't, I need to buy Pampers, man. Man, the sex life dried up, and I said, this cannot happen. I'm 19, we need to start Tuesdays, 7:30, sexy time. Here's the thing about relationships, I don't know if you know this, but the way to keep a spark alive in a relationship is not to regimentally schedule it in. There's nothing also sexy about, I'll see you Tuesday, 7:30. Bring your finest lingerie. But Tuesday, 7:30, that's when it was going to happen, and you've got to keep the kids quiet for long enough. So I took to putting them in the cot and selecting a Disney film from the repertoire to keep them quiet for long enough. Now that comes with its own problems as well, because you start to perform to the rhythm of the Disney songs. I'd be in bed, you know how it goes. Under the sea. Under the sea. Darling, it's better, down when it's wetter, take it from me. My wife's still in bed. Callum, are you fingering me or what? I know you're a fan of musicals, but it's sexy time. I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to share the most recent one that we had. The most recent Tuesday, 7:30 sexy time. And we decided for a theme night on this occasion. We decided for porno night. Now, I don't mean that we were going to watch porn. I don't have the ego to take that at all. I also don't mean that we were going to film it, because I'm not an idiot and I know what the internet is. No, what I mean is we were going to perform the characters that you see in porn. So I've really got 2 options. I've got the weirdly skinny and tattooed and weirdly muscular white guy, or I've got the well-endowed black chap. Now, I'm a bit of a truth teller, folks, and I'm sorry to tell you this, I'm not black. I'm a truth teller, and I'm not well endowed either, but there you go. So that's my character for the night, and I'm a method actor, so I'm well in character, I know what I'm doing. She really only has one thing that she needs to do. Doesn't matter what she looks like, all she needs to do is make the noises. I'm gonna do the noises. You all know the noises. Guys that are out with women or whatever, don't start going, I've never heard this before. What's going on here? Well, this is disgusting. We're leaving. Let's go. You all know the noises. Like, you know, it's the, oh, yeah, so good. Some men looking at me a bit strange now. Oh, he's making the noises. Not sure how I feel about this. Is there a guy in here that we could make ejaculate through Pavlovian conditioning? What about you, Ferris Bueller? What's going on? No, you're... No, you've had enough tonight. Don't worry, mate. No. So that's really all that she's got to do. But quite clearly, I'm the performer in the family. She's not really getting it. She's not doing it right. And it was very much like making love to a Furby. Oh, yeah, so good. Whoa. Quite difficult to keep the focus when that's going on. But like I say, I'm a method actor. So when you're being the well-endowed black chap in porn, you've got to do big dick strokes, okay? That's what big dick strokes are. Now, here's the thing with big dick strokes. I didn't need to keep doing this, but I am now. Here's the thing with big dick strokes. When you've not got a big dick. When you do that bit, you retreat from the battlefield. And then you've got to find your way back in. And then mid-rhythm, my wife nails it. Fucking nails it. I'm just focusing on, finding my way, back into the mines of Moria. And she just goes, oh yeah, talk to me. Now, I'm a method actor, and that's an instruction. So I'm doing that. And I panicked. I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen. I panicked. So she goes, oh yeah, talk to me. And I went, die, you fucking bitch! Oh, dear. Where do you go from there? Where do we go from there, folks? Well, I mentioned at the start of the set that I come from an Irish Catholic background. And my dad was born in Belfast in the 70s, which was, rough as it stands. And recently he told me something that changed me and changed the family forever. He told me that in 1986 he was arrested and convicted for armed robbery of a bank. And he did a long time in prison. He did a long, long time in prison, and it was, shocking. But what else were you supposed to be in Belfast at that time? Either you had nothing and you were poor and desolate and desperate, or you had absolutely everything, but you were, we'll say, politically active. You were politically active if you had everything. And my dad just found the middle ground. Now, what does it say about a country when being a bank robber is a compromise? How did that go down at Careers Day for my dad? Sit down, Patrick, sit down, You're a real good student. Here you got C's and D's, real average student. I see no reason you couldn't be an armed thug, But you've got to apply yourself, son. Yeah, my wife says, I think you're secretly proud that your dad's a bank robber. And I'm like, I'm not secretly proud that my dad's a bank robber. I'm openly proud that my dad's a bank robber. I'm talking about it on stage in Liverpool, of course I am. I just wish he'd told me when I was younger. Can you imagine that on the playground when all the other kids were going, my dad's going to batter you, Dad? Well, my dad will blow your fucking head off. Sir. More secrets started to spill out, and thinking back now, there were real signs that my dad had been in prison. Like, he had a tattoo here, and it was supposed to be a lion that looked regal and proud, and it was supposed to be. That's what it was supposed to be like. But it looked like, when you walk into a room and someone's just dropped a doozy? The lion was like... I was like, damn, you had that done in prison. I didn't realise. And he had a budgie as well. And it turns out that the budgie was called Jojo. And it turns out that Jojo was a prison budgie. Okay? And thinking back now, there were real signs that Jojo was a prison budgie. Okay? He didn't stay in the cage because it turns out he'd spent the first 2 years of his life in my dad's cage. So he was like, nope, I'm not having that. I'm not going back in there. No way, man. I've got PTSD. I'm living in the house. I'm wild. I'm free. He could speak, and certain phrases he could say sort of gave it away that he was a bit of a prison budgie. Because he'd say, oh, you're a pretty boy. Like that. But then he'd tell you to fuck off. And thinking back, there were still some other signs that Jojo was a prison budgie. Like, I'd be in the shower, just washing myself. Oh, drop the soap. Who's a pretty boy then? Oh, hey, Jojo, what's going on? Pick that motherfucking soap up. Oh, no, Jojo, please, not tonight. No, Jojo, no! Is the action necessary? I've got to ask myself this. No. Now, as I stood there, being raped by Jojo the prison budgie, I heard the voice of Morgan Freeman as Red in The Shawshank Redemption. Callum Gracie fought the good fight. I don't know if Jojo the prison budgie ever raped Callum again, but I do know this. Callum never walked the same again. You guys have been great. Thanks very much. Good night.